Have you ever stopped to think why so many people still believe buying a house is the only way to make it in life? Since we were kids, we've been told that owning property means success, stability, and security. But the truth is, what made sense for our parents and grandparents doesn't quite fit the lifestyle of millennials anymore. Today, with more mobility, new ways of working, and access to smarter investments, buying a house can actually be what holds you back, not what sets you free. While social pressure pushes people into 30-year mortgages, more and more young adults are taking a different path, putting their money into liquid assets like stocks, which offer more control, fewer debts, and real freedom of choice. The problem is that most people don't see the invisible weight of buying a home. It seems simple. Make a down payment, finance the rest, and boom, you're a homeowner. But almost no one talks about the full cost of that decision. Besides the mortgage interest, which often doubles or even triples the original property value, you still have to pay property taxes, HOA fees, maintenance, renovations, realtor commissions, and your time. Yes, time. A house is a decades-long commitment that ties you down geographically and eats up a major part of your income for a very long time. And if you decide to sell, get ready for heavy bureaucracy and a process that could take months or even years. In other words, what looked like stability might actually become a burden. That's where a quiet but powerful shift is happening in how millennials manage their money. Despite what some might think, this generation isn't irresponsible or afraid of commitment. In fact, they're more in tune with freedom, flexibility, and purpose. Remote work, digital nomadism, changing cities or even countries. All of this calls for a lighter lifestyle, not a permanent anchor. For many, buying a house today feels like strapping a weight to your legs. That's why investing in liquid assets like stocks makes so much sense. You can exit a position with one click, reallocate your money, seize new opportunities, and keep living the fast-moving life this generation values so much. And it's not just about mobility. There's real financial logic behind this shift. Let's be honest, if you've got $5,000 or $10,000, what can you really do with that in a mortgage? Not much. But that same amount, invested in strong stocks with consistent monthly contributions, can generate passive income, grow your net worth, and lead to true financial freedom over time. Stocks give you liquidity. You can cash out in emergencies, while also capturing market growth. You're not locked into a physical asset that often appreciates slower than the stock market and still demands constant spending. Best of all, you manage it all from your phone with total control over your money. Now let's tackle something that really needs to be said. No sugarcoating. Renting isn't throwing money away. That myth has held back so many people financially. Let's break it down. If rent takes up a smaller percentage of your monthly income and lets you invest what would have been your down payment or mortgage installment, who's really coming out ahead? Renting gives you flexibility, keeps you from decades of debt, and frees up cash to make your money work for you. And depending on where you live, rent can be significantly cheaper than mortgage payments with high interest rates. So ask yourself, what's worth more, owning something with 30 years of payments or having real options every single month? This shift isn't just a trend, it's backed by data. Millennials are the generation least likely to buy homes compared to their predecessors, and the most likely to invest in liquid assets and digital platforms. The number of investors under 40 in the stock market has skyrocketed over the past decade. Why? Because it's fast, practical, and aligns with a modern lifestyle. This isn't just about technology, it's about mindset. The mindset that freedom is more valuable than fixed assets. That being in control of your money is more powerful than blindly following a traditional path laid out by previous generations. Now let's be clear, buying a house isn't wrong. Of course not. The real question is, who is it right for and when? Maybe right now isn't the best time for you to buy. Maybe your dream isn't even about owning a house. Maybe it's about what you think it represents: stability, belonging, peace of mind. But what if you could achieve all of that in other ways? without giving up your freedom, your mobility, and the growth potential of your money. Investing in stocks today might be the very path that gives you, in the future, the power to buy whatever you want, including a house, but with cash, on your own terms, and without being tied down. In the end, what millennials are doing isn't avoiding responsibility, it's choosing more consciously. It's recognizing that the world has changed, and the rules of the game have changed too. You might still want a house someday, sure, but the most important thing is to understand what it will cost you, in money, in freedom, and in time, and to know that there are other options. Options that give you autonomy, grow your assets, and don't require you to sacrifice decades of your life for an outdated ideal. Before signing up for a 30-year debt, maybe take a look at what's changing and decide with clarity what really makes sense for your life. If this video made you think differently, drop a comment below. Tell me, do you still dream of buying a home, or would you rather invest in your freedom? Like the video, share it with someone who needs to hear this, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And in the next video, I'll show you how to start investing in stocks with very little money, even if you've never done it before. See you there.